Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Something is brewing behind the scenes that could shake up the AFC East in a big way, and it involves one of the most explosive wide receivers in the league today, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah, you heard that right. The Detroit Lions, currently sitting at 9-4 and trying to keep pace in a division that's heating up, are considering a bold move that might send shockwaves through the NFL landscape. Reports suggest that the Lions are contemplating trading Amon-Ra St. Brown, their star slot receiver, to the Buffalo Bills as part of a strategic rebuild to free up cap space and bolster their defense. And trust me, this isn't just a rumor. Internal sources whisper that the Lions, who are already over the cap after extending Jared Goff with that hefty $45 million hit in 2026, are looking at ways to shake things up before the trade deadline on November 4th, and even into the offseason. Now, why would the Lions consider such a move? Well, it's all about balancing their roster and cap. They're eyeing a secondary rebuild, especially with their defensive backfield, which ranks around PFF 65-7, pretty average, and not enough to keep up with the league's top offenses. Plus, extending players like Hutchinson has already eaten into their cap, and with St. Brown's market value reaching around $28 million, trading him could free up roughly $23 million in cap space. That's a huge chunk that they could redirect toward fixing their secondary, which has struggled to contain the pass this season, allowing about 260 yards per game. But what about the Bills? Well, if this trade happens, it would be a game-changer for Buffalo's offense, especially considering how much they need a reliable, explosive slot weapon to complement Stefon Diggs and Brandon Beane's offense. St. Brown, coming off a monster 2025 season with the Lions, where he racked up 95 receptions for 150 yards and 7 touchdowns in just 13 games, would be a perfect fit. His advanced metrics are impressive, PFF 91. 0 EPA per target at 0. 34 and a yards after catch average of 6.5 yards, making him one of the most dangerous YAC threats in the league. His ability to generate extra yards after contact and make contested catches would inject a level of explosiveness that the Bills desperately need, especially as they navigate injuries and inconsistencies in their secondary. Speaking of his 2025 campaign, St. Brown was a force. He forced 16 missed tackles, dropped just 19% of his targets, and averaged 88. 5 yards per game, ranking 4th in the league in receiving yards per game. His route running, combined with his quickness and agility, would elevate Buffalo's aerial attack to new heights. Imagine him lining up in the slot, creating mismatches against defenses that are already strained trying to contain the likes of Diggs and Kincaid. His ability to work the middle of the field would open up so many possibilities for Josh Allen, especially with the Bills' improved red zone efficiency, which has been boosted by Dalton Kincaid's emergence, grabbing 700 yards and earning a PFF grade of 86. 3. The Bills' offense, which is averaging around 220 passing yards per game this season, would see a significant uptick, potentially pushing over 250 yards a game with St. Brown's addition. Now, you might be wondering, what does this mean for the AFC East? Well, if the Bills manage to acquire a weapon like St. Brown, it could flip the division's power dynamics. The AFC East has been fiercely competitive, especially with the Dolphins and Jets also making moves to improve their rosters. But adding St. Brown would give Buffalo a true X-factor, similar to the impact Stefon Diggs had during the 2020 season when he tore through defenses and raised the Bills' offense to elite levels. With St. Brown, Allen's efficiency could jump by around 17%, according to some projections, boosting his EPA per pass to over 0.3 and making the Bills' aerial attack one of the most dangerous in the league. This would not only help in regular season battles but also in the playoffs, where every possession counts. And speaking of the postseason, the Super Bowl odds would shift dramatically. Right now, the Bills are sitting around plus 150, but if they pull off a move to bring in St. Brown, those odds could plummet to around plus 800 or even plus 900, as their chances of making a deep playoff run skyrocket. Imagine the matchup scenarios. Allen with a trusted slot receiver who can rack up yards after contact, and defenses struggling to contain that explosive combination. This offensive upgrade, combined with the Bills' solid defense, despite some injury concerns like Christian Benford's toe injury, would make Buffalo a nightmare for any opponent. The Bills' defense, which has been averaging 18 sacks, could benefit from more play action and misdirection, especially with the added threat of St. Brown's yards after catch and contested catch ability. Plus, with the Bills' offensive line still a work in progress, especially with the 67. 4 PFF grade and 20 sacks allowed, having a reliable weapon like St. Brown would help Allen extend plays and reduce pressure, making the offense more balanced and dangerous. Now let's talk a bit about the bigger picture. This potential trade could signal a new era for the Bills, one where the focus is on high-octane aerial assaults that can strike quickly and often. Think about it. If the Bills add St. Brown and pair him with Kincaid, who's already proven to be a reliable red zone target, they could unlock a whole new dimension of their offense. It's reminiscent of the Eagles' 2022 season when A.J. Brown boosted Jalen Hurts' passing game by over 280 yards per game, or the Chiefs' Super Bowl run with Kels acting as Mahomes' go-to guy. Buffalo could be gearing up for something similar, with the offensive firepower to outscore anyone in the league. The AFC is stacked, no doubt, but the Bills' combination of elite quarterback play, a deep receiving core, and now possibly a true star in St. Brown could make them the team to beat. And for the fans, this is the kind of move that gets the adrenaline pumping. Imagine the Highmark Stadium crowd roaring as Allen hits St. Brown for a crucial third down, or the two of them dissecting defenses with quick passes and YAC plays. It's the kind of upgrade that could turn the Bills into favorites for the AFC title, especially if the defense can tighten up and stay healthy. The Bills have been knocking on the door for a Super Bowl for a few years now, and with strategic moves like this, they might finally break through the ceiling. Of course, it's all speculation at this point, but the signs are there. The Lions are clearly looking to reshape their roster, and the Bills are always aggressive in adding talent to push for a championship. If they manage to bring in St. Brown, it would be a blockbuster trade that would resonate across the league. It's about building the perfect storm, combining Allen's arm talent, Diggs' explosiveness, Kincaid's red zone savvy, and now the potential addition of a game-changer like St. Brown. It's a recipe for a high-powered, unstoppable offense that could dominate the AFC and make a real push for Super Bowl LXI. So, Bills fans, keep your ears open, stay tuned, and get ready for what could be one of the most exciting off-seasons in recent memory. The possibility of adding Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't just a rumor, it's a potential game-changer that could define the Bills' season and their future. As always, the Bills are in the thick of it, and they're not afraid to make bold moves to chase that ring. This could be the start of a new chapter, one filled with explosive plays, postseason heroics, and a shot at glory that we've all been waiting for. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think adding St. Brown would elevate the Bills' chances to lift the Lombardi? Would you welcome a trade like this, or do you think the Bills should focus elsewhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. This offseason could be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and we're all here for it, cheering from Highmark Stadium or wherever you're watching from. Let's keep the passion alive, and let's see what the Bills can do next. Because one thing is for sure, when they're firing on all cylinders, no one can stop this team from chasing greatness.